on the utilization of that. But I would like to second Mr. Orsini's comment about the indoor-outdoor nature of this facility. This is a unique facility, and when the pool study committee, going way, way, way back to, I don't know, 96, 97, and all the councils that looked at this thing going back into the 1990s, looked at this project, they said, we want something that can work in the middle of January, and it can work in the middle of July, and that's what we've got. Is it expensive? You betcha. Did anybody foresee the rise of natural gas and the cost? No, we did not. All right. We also did not see the construction problems that we had. Right. But if anybody's looking for this to be the silver bullet, it's not going to be. But that having been said, I think it would be nice. I mean, I've heard about an August 31st letter. I hear about lists of things. I mean, it would be nice if everyone on the council received that information before tonight. I'm going to vote for this because I think this is a very reputable group, and I think USA Swimming is a very reputable group. All right, if this was just some consultant out of left field, you know, looking to make a quick buck, I think I'd have a little more of a problem with voting for it. So I will support it, but I think that the terms of the contract, which we will leave up to Mr. Knott, who has a long history of protecting the town's interests, with the help of Park and Rec and the people who actually work on the pool, I think we ought to draw a very tight contract, get as much information as we can for our $19,500, and we ought to come up with something really, really meaningful and not just we got mold on the shower curtains, because we all know that already. So let's get on with it, and let's find a way to solve some of these issues.
And for the record, as an additional olive branch to my friend Mr. DeValder, I make no assumptions about the usage of your family at the pool, nor the library. No, I can't see your face, so please smile at that, Bob. No. All right, Mr. Altier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Orsini had mentioned, and I would agree with you that, and Mr. Shrum had mentioned the fact that the pool, the indoor-outdoor nature of it. I think you're right. I think. We're asking them, you said one thing and you're right, what would you do if this was your pool? If they come back, don't get mad if they come back with some ideas about a permanent structure. We can always reject those ideas. And you and I might agree on the fact that we'd like to see it be summer pool, winter pool, what have you. But if you are asking them, and that's kind of what we're asking them, what would you do if it was yours? And they do come back with that idea, I think we should consider it, and if we want to reject it, we'll reject it. And I think the people will certainly come out at that time and tell us what they think, and I think you're right about what they're going to say. But we are asking them to give us their best advice, and some of that advice we might not want to hear, but I think we should at least consider it before we decide to reject it. That's all I was saying.
Sure, David.
And that's a fair statement. My point was, I fully expect them to come back with some options of what it means to fully enclose it. Because, I mean, quite frankly, we do hear some people out on the street that say, oh, we should just put a permanent enclosure over it and forget about it. So let's find out what it will cost to do that and what the net effect of that will be. But my point was, let's not have them come back and say, well, we weighed all the options and this is the direction you should go. That can't be the highlighted premier option. I think the premier options have to be show us how we can keep it in the spirit of which it was originally approved by the electorate. So, thanks.
Thank you both. Any further members of the public wishing to speak since we've opened this up? Members of the council, Michael, you want to?
Sure. I think we've talked a lot about this, so I won't waste a lot of time. But this idea about the consultant came out of the fact that this subsidy is over $400,000 a year, and really we need to find ways to make this pool more palatable to the entire population of town, because that is a large number. And I think, I'm not sure that a permanent enclosure, if the bubble's the right thing to do, whatever the right thing is, boy, we need to review this, and we need to have this. I almost view this as a start of an operational review of this whole of the whole pool and how it's run, so we can, in some ways, cut into this $400,000 that we're spending every year on it.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Anyone else? Elizabeth?
Yeah, I think the only responsible thing we can do, with all due respect to Tim White, I don't think we have an option but to try to get our arms around this problem. You know, Bob Ciccolini has been working very hard, Michael Milone and the folks in Public Works to try to handle the costs. We have done, I believe, everything we can do with the expertise that we have. The organizations we're looking at bring a national and international expertise.